Feedback Part 3, Negative Feedback. There was a time we were encouraged to sandwich our negative feedback between two slices of positive information. It wasn't effective. It left the recipient unclear about the message that they were to receive. And in the world of communication, confusion is never a good thing. We'll do a quick recap of SBI. I'm going to walk you through an example of delivering negative feedback, and then we'll look at why it's effective. SBI is capturing the situation, describing the behavior, and explaining the impact. An example for negative feedback could be this. Today's discussion just didn't go as I had hoped. During the round table, you cut off Laura 3 times while she was speaking. And I noticed after the 3rd time, she just shut down and didn't contribute again for the rest of the meeting. All right, let's take a step back. You just described using a statement, not a personal attack. It was clear. You stated only what you personally observed. It was concise. There was no exaggeration and no heightened emotion. At this point, we want to drive action. Because remember, the whole point of feedback is to encourage or discourage a specific behavior. And that is key. We want to keep the focus on the behavior, not the person. So remember, at this point, the recipient may have no idea they did this. They may not have the self-awareness to recognize they were interrupting, or that doing so could have a negative impact. So we're going to stay focused on that behavior and ask and invite the recipient to think of ways that they can ensure that doesn't happen again, that the behavior is not repeated. That starts a dialogue. Yes, it's not a comfortable scenario, but we're not telling them they're a bad person. We're simply drawing attention to a behavior, letting them know A, it happened, and B, the result of that behavior. Now we're moving past that. Let's just work on how not to repeat it. I know it might sound far too simple. It's something you're going to get comfortable with, and you'll find your own language, of course, when it comes time to deliver. Now, a personal note about negative feedback. When I work with leaders, the most common comment I get is how uncomfortable they feel delivering negative feedback, to which I say, good. I don't want you to be comfortable delivering negative feedback. First, you're human. That's a great sign. Second, it means you have empathy. Either you know what it's like because you've been on the receiving end of negative feedback, or at the very least, you feel for the person. You know that they're not going to enjoy this conversation. I hope after 40 years of being a manager, on your very last day, you still find it uncomfortable. What this means is that you understand the need to clearly and effectively communicate, even in a negative situation. If you allow your discomfort to take over, that means you might start leaning into more personal attacks or letting the emotions come out. You don't want that to happen. You want to be effective. And being effective and trying to actually help somebody modify their behavior means being clear. It means being concise. It means delivering that message with empathy, but without creating confusion. And that's all a part of being a great leader and an effective communicator.